Very good morning, sir.
Good morning, Tanish Singh. How are you?
Yes, sir. Sir, I am good, sir.
Very good. You look very smart.
Thank you, sir.
Very smart. Tanish Singh,
Yes, sir.
you hail from Narmadapuram,
Yes, sir.
Hoshangabad. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Tell us this Narmadapuram, its political and cultural significance of this place.
Yes, sir. So the cultural significance of this place is that it is famously due to its ghats, especially the Satanic Ghat. It is like famous in India, and along with there are many kind of temples adjoining the Narmada bank in this region. And if we talk about, sir, political significance, then Narmada, like the issues around the Narmada, like the wastewater management, this are the part of political discourse in the elections that are in the local region. And along with this, Narmada also contribute in the economy of the region, because Hoshangabad is a region that is dependent on agriculture. So Narmada is also vital for the irrigation purpose.
Okay, very good. Now tell me, what is the recent development taking place in Hoshangabad?
Sir,
Tell me about a couple of things.
yes, sir. So first of all, sir, we are working upon the aesthetics of the region, especially the ghats. We are improving it. So a plan has been proposed of Narmada Lok Corridor, where we work on the development of ghats, so to boost the tourism potential. Secondly, we are also working upon the boosting the tourism in the Pachmadi, which is the hill station in the Narmadapuram and the adjoining Satpura National Park.
Yeah, please go ahead.
And third is also, sir, we are focusing upon the governance issue. Like just recently on the PAN Madhya Pradesh basis, we introduced Cyber Tehsil. So Narmadapuram is a front runner in solving the revenue cases in a very fast manner.
Okay, Pachmadi is not popular.
Yes, sir.
Unlike other stations. What are the reasons?
Yes. So, firstly, the issue is of, sir, transport, like the connectivity, because the nearest airport is Bhopal, and regular taxis and buses are not available from Bhopal. So, we are unable to utilize that potential. Similarly, if we talk about major railway junction, it is in the Itarsi. So, also there a traveler need to commute for 100 kilometer, 110 kilometer, and buses are not available from Itarsi. So these are all the issues that connectivity is the problem. And second is also, sir, what I think about the hotel infrastructure. It is not up to the quality, and especially in the peak holiday season, the rates are go high, and the quality aspect is missing.
Okay, so your father happens to be a head constable. I
Yes,
think
sir.
we can ask some questions from the policing side.
Yes, sir.
So there is a custodial torture and custodial death are really a social crime. How to control that? Can you give me some three important things that can be done?
Yes, sir. So, yes, sir, it is a social crime because we have a proper court system. Like to give justice is the part of court, and torture is not allowed as per our constitutional framework. So, if you talk about, sir, the three solutions. So, first of all, on the infrastructure side, we can go for putting the CCTV's camera in the thanas, in the police station. Second is also about the police sensitization aspect. Like we need to sensitize police officials in the on the training part. And third, like why the police resort to torture, because for better investigation, like their like motto is that. So why not to invest in technology? Why not to invest in forensics for better investigation rather than using torture?
Right. Very good. You know, recently the Supreme Court gave a judgment on the young medical officer's death, rape and murder in West Bengal, Calcutta.
Yes, sir.
And there it did not recognize it as rarest of the rare case for awarding capital punishment.
Yes, sir.
How do you look at this? Is it not a rarest of the rare case?
Sir, the judge has the concerned court has put its judgment based on the report that is filed by CBI. So it is of the like there are various conditions that merest rare of rarest doctrine, like any act that disrupt the social conscience or the brutality aspect. So court may not able to go for a proportionality aspect, but
I'm
as
not
far as
going to. I'm not, because you know the judgment. We are not going to criticize it. We are only discussing, right?
yes, sir.
We go for a discussion stage. I'm not taking, you need not take up the stand of the Supreme Court. It is their job. They will defend themselves.
Yes, sir. So, sir, if my point of in my point of view, sir, this case was one of a rarest of rarest, considering what I see in the media and what the heinous crime that was committed by that particular guy. So, I think that it is the case of rarest of rare doctrine, and death penalty is a
No,
can be a valid
how do you
punishment.
consider that there? That's important, right? You don't jump. You give reasons.
Yes, sir. Because, sir, like the main reasoning behind is that the crime was of heinous nature, considering what I read in the media, how the brutality was committed by that guy. And second is also, sir, like for the deterrence aspect, like if we do not give such kind of punishment, maybe deterrence maybe fail and more people resort to that. And third is also the proportionality considered, like.
But you
Yes,
fail
sir.
to understand that she is not either on the road or in the middle of the night somewhere with a boyfriend or somebody. She is in a very safe place, in a working place, right? Where she has been assigned to sleep.
Yes, sir.
Right? When such a thing, when she's been raped and killed, is it not a heinous one? Not a rarest of the rare? It's a question, of course, answer is given by the Supreme Court. We only discuss about it. Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
You are a student of political science.
Yes, sir.
So, particularly sociology, also you studied. Right? Let's say
Yes, sir.
Sanskritization theory or approach by Srinivas has certain criticism. Can you give me a couple of criticism?
Sorry, sir, I am not it was around 5 years I left sociology society.
These are all like explanation not required. You don't tell all those things. If you remember, you can say, I don't know, I don't recall, right? You can stop.
Yes,
There
sir.
is no, if somebody asks you why you are not able to tell, then you can, this is the second answer.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, it's not a question answer mode. It's a conversation. You can then you will say, sir, long time I have forgotten, or I have not read that. I'm sorry. There it ends. And as regards, the recent decision of the United States of America to come out from WHO, how it's going to affect the entire world health scenario.
Yes, sir. So, since, sir, the US has withdrawn from WHO, so first of all, sir, we need to consider that USA was a big funder in the WHO programs. So, and these programs are specifically targeting the poor countries of Africa, like the vaccination, like the intervention in the nutrition. So that funding maybe not be available to these countries. And second is also US is a pioneer in the WHO led research. So this research aspect was also the halt. And third, sir, what I think that if USA withdrawal, then it will give more space to countries like China and Russia to use WHO as a platform for their own diplomatic leverage.
Right. Very good. And de-dollarization. Mr. Trump spoke about de-dollarization, and he wants BRIC countries, if they are attempting to do it, there will be 100% tariff on the goods.
Yes, sir.
Where our foreign minister, he mentioned it is only not an attempt for de-dollarization, but it is an what do you call internationalization of rupee. What is your take on this?
Sir, what we are going for using rupee as a mechanism, our main motto is not that we in a sudden time want to replace the dollar, but rather we want like the disruption that is caused by Russia-Ukraine war and the sanction that was put by the United States. So we can't use their banking facility. So only for that purpose, we go for a rupee ruble agreement with Russia, and also we go for credit offline with other countries like Japan, yen and rupee agreement. So our motto is not that rupee like we are a country that are engaging with other country like China, Russia, and want to replace the dollar. Our motto is that we want to create conditions so that our trade does not disrupt due to the sanctions and due to the sanction by the United States.
Very good. And as regards his threat for BRIC countries, in case even the BRIC countries go for de-dollarization, which country do you think will stand to benefit?
Sir, in my point of view, China will benefit out of it.
So naturally, India need not try to go all about to defend. That's why India's response is this.
Yes, sir.
There is India's NAVIC system. It will provide total control over the open sea in Indo-Pacific region.
Yes,
Will
sir.
it be going to create more, what do you call, disturbance between India and China, diplomatically and militarily?
Sir, like our relationship with China is one of a competition. So China, what is committing partnership with Indo-Pacific countries, we need to go for some kind of balancing that competition. So on that front, like it will lead to some kind of security dilemma in the Chinese mind that India is providing public goods in the region. So I think that competition aspect will be there, and China will also will come up with its own initiatives.
Okay. When there is an extradition treaty with Bangladesh in possession,
Yes, sir.
India's non-response or refusal to return Madam Hasina back to Bangladesh,
Yes,
how
sir.
do you look at it?
Sir, like the treaty that we have with Bangladesh, there is a exception regarding the political cases.
Good.
So there is also exception. And second is also our constitutional principle, like article right to life is also applicable to the non-citizens. So on that front, Mrs. Sheikh Hasina has a threat in Bangladesh. So our approach can be like that. We are ready to cooperate for a trial in Bangladesh, and like we can cooperate for it like in online mode or other thing. But we should not be sent Sheikh Hasina in the extradition treaty because politics changes. Like once was also Sheikh Hasina and his father was ousted, then Sheikh Hasina returned. So I think politics is changing, and we should not go for the extradition.
Very good. We are talking in terms of LLMs in artificial
Yes, sir.
intelligence.
Yes, sir.
What about SLM?
SLM. Yes,
Is it
sir.
necessary?
SLM, sir. Are you talking about small language model?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So the kind of small language models, sir, the objective is to target the specific user cases, because LLM they are like to build an LLM from scratch. It is very costly. So we can go for a sector specific SLM, like if, like particular we can leverage the expertise of particular sector. Like if we want to go for some kind of using artificial intelligence in agriculture, we can develop a kind of model that can cater to just agriculture. So I think this is the my viewpoint on SLM.
Okay. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Tanish,
Yes, sir.
you are fond of cooking desserts.
Yes, sir.
Right. Cooking desserts for Indians. Is it an advisable, healthy recipe?
Sir, in health aspect, if I were to see, sir, the like if you talk about sugar, so definitely it increases the calorie, and so it impact the health, obesity, and diabetes. But sugar, if we take in some kind of moderation, and if we utilize natural sugar in our desert, so it can be a beneficial for health.
You mean to say we can make desserts with moderate sugar? Would you be
Yes,
able to
sir.
call it desserts then?
Yes, sir, with moderate sugar, like it is also about taste. Some people like moderate sugar, but if we like if we cook some, like if we go for fruit custard, so why need to add more sugar? Why need to go for more added sugar? We can utilize the sugar of fruits.
All right. So it is often said that India is the diabetic capital of the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And why do you think it is said so? What are the reasons for it?
Sir, like if you talk about diabetes, first of all, the how our food habits, so that become more dependent on fast food culture. That like what we eat, the like the we consume the.
I don't know. I must interrupt here. Indian consumption of fast food or processed food is way below the consumption of the same by the Americans. The
Yes,
USA
sir.
consumes more packaged and processed foods. Right.
Yes, sir. So yes,
So
sir.
if that was the case, then USA would be the diabetic capital of the world. How come India is the diabetic capital of the world?
Yes, sir. Like this may be the this may not be the sole reason, and above that also the sedentary lifestyle, and thirdly also we are not India does not a culture for preventive disease mechanism. So These are, I think, the
India
issue.
does not have the culture of preventive disease mechanism. We have contributed the Ayurvedic principles to the world, where food is medicine. So how can you say that we do not have the culture of preventive medicine?
Like, sir, if I talk about that, if
You said that we do not have a culture of preventive medicine. In fact,
yes, sir.
we are the champions of the world. We have always championed the fact that there is no need for taking any medicine, because our food is made up of herbs, the spices and all that we had in our food, whatever regularly we eat in our diet. That itself is a preventive medicine for various ailments. So how can you say that we do not have a culture for preventive medicine?
I think yes, sir. I want to edit my statement. So I do not mean that we do not have a culture, but similarly, just after the globalization, we are forgetting that culture and aping the what the Westerners eat and what their lifestyle. So I
No,
think I want to mean that.
are you saying that post the LPG 1991, when we globalized, that is when
Yes, sir.
diabetics as a problem started in India?
To some extent, yes, sir, because we are too much dependent, not too much, especially the urban elite class or urban classes, they are dependent on processed food. Like if we just go for some kind of restaurant in the particular malls, we find that how much crowd is there on the McDonald's and Domino's and
Okay.
other outlets.
We will move on. See, you are interested in monitoring the developments happening in the artificial intelligence,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me how AlphaGo played a very crucial role in the advancements of AI?
Yes, sir. So, the game Go that is popular in the East Asia. The AlphaGo experiment was that it, sir, focus on that moves that like the expertise in that are there in the Go game. They are talking that a particular player may not go for such kind of moves. So it highlight that the AI model is learning by itself and is able to analyze the vast amount of data, and is also able to analyze the which moves which are beyond the human capacity to think about.
Throw some light on the God Move 37.
Sorry, sir, I am not aware about this term.
You've not heard of this. When Lee Sedol is the champion who played against AlphaGo, suddenly came up against the AlphaGo's novelty. So you're not aware of this Move 37.
Yes, sir, I am not aware about this.
All right, all right. See, we have the Nobel Prize for chemistry and physics going to data scientists.
Yes, sir.
Can you name a few?
Sir, I read about that when the Nobel Prize was awarded, but I am not able to recall the names.
No, because
But
in your draft you have stated that you are monitoring and keeping abreast of all the developments, international developments happening in the field of AI. And
yes, sir.
people were taken aback when the Nobel Prize for physics didn't go to the physicists, and the Nobel Prize for chemistry didn't go to the chemistry
Yes, sir.
scholars. It
Yes, sir,
has
I'm
gone
not.
to it has gone to people who work in the field of AI. And I thought,
Yes,
as
sir.
a person who is monitoring these developments closely, you will be able to throw some light, to the board here.
Sir, I'm not aware about the scientist, but I know for what the in physics that was
Okay,
awarded.
tell me for what.
Yes, sir. So, sir, it was awarded for the artificial neural network that was awarded in the physics. So basically, the scientist was awarded to mimic the how the neural network work in brain. So that I know about in the physics.
Okay. So that's as vague as it can go. But I'm going to ask you one more question. The grandfather of AI. Can you name him?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about
You
it.
have heard of Jeff Hinton?
No, sir.
You've not heard of Jeff Hinton? Then I think
No,
we
sir.
should
No,
move on. Okay. See, I want to ask you about the center-state relations of late is revolving around the position of the governor in many of the
yes, sir.
opposition-ruled states.
Yes, sir.
Why is governor in the middle of these controversies? Can you tell us?
Yes, sir. Sir, the issue mainly revolves around the governor discretionary power to first of all reserve the will for the president, especially this witness in the case of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And about that, the criticism of the government post is that it is utilized by the center as a bargaining power towards the state. And thirdly, the criticism that political scholars are criticized that government governor is now used what I mean that interference in the governance aspect of the state government, like commenting on what the governance problems are there in the state. So these are the issues.
Okay, as a student of political science, does the role of governor augur well for democracy?
Sir, like the model that we adopted for our federalism. So we are a federal democracy, and the
No, it's a very
circumstance.
specific question. It's a specific question. So I would like you to answer in a specific manner whether the governor's role, as we have seen, which has caused a certain imbalance in the federal structure, does it augur well for a vibrant democracy?
Sir, it will augur well for a vibrant democracy when government is just limited its position to as the head of the state.
Is that all?
Yes, sir. Because if we give some kind of power to the governor to interfere in the state government, that then it basically hurts the public mandate, because the public mandate lies with the state government of the day, because it is the state government that the people elected, not the governor.
We don't get to hear anything about the governor in the states which are ruled by the party which rules in the center.
Yes, sir.
Why is this dichotomy?
So I think the main reason is of the political nature, because the governors are the one who their appointment are done mainly on the political basis, and in many cases we can see governor just before the appointing as a governor they were popular political leader. So I think in some way political expediency is overtaking the constitutional probability in this scenarios.
See, recently UGC came out with certain policy initiatives regarding the universities that are run by the states.
Yes, sir.
Like, is it constitutional for the UGC to be making these suggestions or issuing these directives? Is it as per the constitution?
Sir, the UGC is just a recommend, there in the UGC Act, certain kind of recommendation it can be made, but not directly enforce the regulation. It is the mandate of particular state government and the central government to make a law and go for changes in our university system.
But yet the states feel that the UGC is unnecessarily intruding into their jurisdiction.
Yes, sir. This was a criticism. So I think a proper dialogue mechanism can be built between the state government and the UGC, considering the UGC main essence is that we want to implement the reforms that are in the NEP 2020. So if a proper state government representative and UGC representative can sit, so they can adopt a middle path.
Okay. The former chief economic advisor, Mr. Arvind Subramaniam, recently said that India's economic downturn or the slowdown is not temporary and cyclical, but it is structural.
Yes, sir.
However, there are counter views that no, it is temporary. Like economist Geeta Gopinath of the IMF said that it is temporary and very soon the growth cycle would start. What is your opinion?
Sir, I think just before the financial year 2024-2025, and if we leave the first quarter, so slowdown witnessed only in the quarter second and quarter three. So I think the issue is one of a cyclic nature, because in the quarter two and quarter three, the government capex debt is their target. It is not able to achieve those targets. But the argument that whole thing is about cyclic nature, it is also not fully valid. There are also the structural problems in our Indian economic scenario, like the corporate profits are at 5-year high, so that, but they are not getting translated into the wage growth. That is hurting the consumption. So I think somewhat structural problem is also there.
So you agree that there are some structural issues, and at the same time there are also some cyclicals at work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. How do you propose to deal with the structural issues so that, or let me rephrase the question. So it is said that China, having reached this stage of economic growth, now it is sitting on a 1 trillion export surplus. To
Yes,
have
sir.
reached this, it grew at about a 10% GDP per annual growth for almost
Yes, sir.
2 decades. Whereas
Yes, sir.
India has been able to do only six and a half, and that too for a short period of time. Now, for
Yes,
India
sir.
to sustain a growth level not at 6.5 but at say 7.5 or 8.5, there needs to be certain changes that needs to be made in its structure, economic structure. So,
Yes,
what
sir.
name three such reforms that are immediately necessary for India to reach that growth, trajectory?
Yes, sir. So, sir, in this regard, the first point that I would like to make, that China grows on the manufacturing rate is on the lower end manufacturing, and it has become more competitive in that lower end manufacturing. And similarly, the China one strategy that was followed by some country like FDI is moving out, but that does not goes to the India, and this is going in the countries like Vietnam and other countries.
My
So I
question, my question is very straightforward. I asked you, what are the structural reforms required for Indian economy to grow at a faster pace, not
Yes,
like
sir.
what China did?
Yes, sir. So first is focusing upon the higher end of manufacturing, because in manufacturing that is now there, that is becoming more capital intensive and knowledge intensive.
But for
Uh,
that,
uh,
for entering into high tech manufacturing, India does not have the sufficient work pool of highly qualified engineers. Our industry feels that the number of engineers being churned out are poorly, equipped to deal with the demands of the modern tech world. The industry has moved far ahead, whereas we are lagging behind in our STEM education. How do you deal with this?
Sir, I think this point can be relooked into like what the design aspect of on the higher end of manufacturing, the designing and the prototype development that is
I take
witnessed in
care.
the
No, no, no,
United
no,
States.
no, no, no. Tanish, we are not getting anywhere on that, so we'll move on. One final question from me. Uh, the budget is due to be announced, and people are saying that the most important area that the budget should address in 2025 especially is on climate action, because in 2026 uh, the European Union is implementing a certain policy initiative which is going to hurt our exports. What are we talking about?
So that, sir, on 1st January 2026, the carbon border adjustment mechanism will be implemented in the EU. So basically, it will tax our product that are high in the emission, like we export our steel and other commodities. So
Right.
we need to go for a certain kind of adjustment in our emission, and targeting like the green energy for our own domestic production. So this
So,
aspect
so,
need to
so,
be.
so, what does the budget have to do in order to deal with this emerging situation?
Sir, in this direction, I think there is a need to support from the government side on the like providing certain kind of incentives, monetary incentive also, because private player may not be competitive enough if they develop their own investment in the green tech. So I think government need to boost that green tech, providing green energy and investment in the solar energy and other wind energy projects.
Okay, one final question, a short question, quick question. You are from Narmadapuram, and
Yes,
Narmada
sir.
Bachao Andolan is a very, very popular people's movement. But then
Yes, sir.
there is a huge, establishment. People are criticizing it as an anti-national and a foreign hand trying to, disturb our development and growth. Do you think the Sardar Sarovar Dam was beneficial to the people it displaced or not?
Sir, in some like if we consider Sardar Sarovar Dam, then it was beneficial to the many farmers who like irrigation facilities got developed due to the Sardar Sarovar Dam. But somehow the people who got displaced, they are complaining that they do not get enough compensation, and their social structure is also got disrupted. Like if we just talk about in the western Madhya Pradesh, it is a tribal dominated region. So how like they were displaced, they were got land, but that kith and kin social structure got disrupted due to this like they need to move away from their land, and also the economy is hurt. And also, sir, the Sardar Sarovar Dam is also raising the concern because the dam height has increased. So the backwater problem now the
All
farmer
right.
is facing.
All right. All right. With that, I conclude my session, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Tanish.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes. What is your optional subject?
Sir, it is political science and international relations.
Good. Okay. So let me ask some question from the optionals.
Yes, sir.
Is it right to call political science science?
Yes, sir. Sir, in my point of view, political science is not a science in how we consider natural science, but in political science is a discipline we do the systematic study of political phenomena. And especially after the behavioral revolution of 1950, we go for a certain kind of empirical research in this discipline. Like we analyze how the voter pattern, how the people vote, and on what issues the people vote, and how it impacts the outcome. So this systematic study is there, so we can consider political science as a science.
Okay. So what is this systematic study? You were using this word twice. What is systematic?
The systematic study is to focus on facts, not just like a traditional. If you talk about political philosophy discipline, then it focus on the values. But now we are focusing upon the facts, and political scientists are analyzing this. And also, in natural science, they have a luxury of having their own laboratory, but in the political science, we have a data like how democracy is performing, what are the issues that are in democracy. So all this analysis is known as systematic study.
So there is an accusation that political scientists were feeling bad that they are not being recognized or called for by the rulers and administrators in policy making. That is why they changed the name to political science as a challenge to other humanities like sociology and psychology.
Yes, sir. This was a criticism after the World War II, when for the reconstruction purposes, like scholars from a discipline like sociology and political like sociology and public administration and economics were called, but political science like politics, the person who study politics were not called. So this was the one of the factor for the rise of behavioral revolution in the political science.
Okay. You have studied three major subjects: economy, sociology, and political science.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which thinker you hate?
Sir, as far as I am able to recall, there is nothing to hate about any thinker, but each thinker has its own limitation and its strength. So rather than hate, I think that certain limitations are there in every thinker.
Okay, what is that?
Like if we just if I give just example of Plato, then his analysis of what are the problems in political system that are good, but on the prescription side there are various kind of limitation, and these are too idealistic. So
Okay. So your hobby is cooking, right?
yes, sir.
I find that usually when it comes to cooking at home, it is the women who cook. But
Yes, sir.
when we have chefs in hotel, or cooking as a hobby is primarily chosen by men. Do you find any
Yes, sir.
sociological phenomenon in this?
I think, sir, it may be due to the patriarchal structure of our society, so that the responsibility of cooking is assigned to the woman. But when it comes to go for earning and utilizing the cooking, so yes, there is a there is a phenomenon that men are ahead in the chef in this economy of restaurants and other Michelin star. If you talk about, they are dominated by the men's. So I think patriarchal structure is to be blamed for it.
Okay, what is food diplomacy?
Yes, sir. Food diplomacy is highlighting, utilizing the food as a part of showcasing our culture, and like it represent what we are. Like if you talk about India, then we can go for a certain kind of food diplomacy where we can show our how diverse our is our cuisine. So I think this is known as food diplomacy.
Okay, then you tell me which food can act as a brand ambassador for India.
Sir, if we talk about in Indian terms, there is a, I think, does not have a one food that can wholly categorize as a brand ambassador of India. But somehow, if we give a tag of brand ambassador, then I think we can explore the South Indian food because they are light and also nutritious.
Oh, okay. Give me one specific food item then.
Sir, I like idli sambar, so I would like to go for that as a brand ambassador.
So it is because you are addressing the board from Tamil Nadu that you have chosen idli and sambar.
No, sir. No, sir. This is not the case. I definitely love. I usually cooks idli and I also cooks dosa, so I also like it because it is so light and it digests very easily. And the spices that are in sambar, I like that flavor.
What is the origin of sambar?
Sorry, sir. I am not aware about it.
Okay. So sambar is not South Indian, I suppose. Okay. Fine. So you observe international relations. So can you talk me about the problems in Middle East is basically sociological, then political. Can you explain on this statement?
Sir, like if I were to explain this statement, then we can talk about the ethnic clashes between the various factions in the Middle East. Like if I just take example of Israel-Hamas faction, then it is about certain kind of narrative is that it is certain kind of Jew versus Muslim, and how the factors like Zionism is there, like people criticize it. And if we talk about conflict between the Iran and Saudi Arabia, then it is conflict of Shia and Sunni. So certain kind of sociological understanding is there in these conflicts.
Okay, your father is a head constable.
Yes, sir.
So what are the major challenges he has faced as a head constable in his police department?
Sir, first of all, I think the main challenge revolve around the working hours. So sometimes these working hours, not sometimes, like most of the times, these extend to the 12 to 14 hours. So this is the problem. Second is about like this is the main problem that I witnessed. And second is also about, sir, like there is a issue in going for a certain kind of leaves and leave, like this is the problem there in police department. And third, what I face initially, that accommodation problem was also there in the police department, but things have now changed very significantly.
Okay, what are the general police reforms that is required to be carried out across India?
Sir, first of all, I think the major reform that was also highlighted in the also highlighted in the Prakash Singh case in the Supreme Court is of separating the law and order policing from the investigation side. So that can be worked upon. And second is also to go for a more tech-savvy police, because we now have a technology. We have various technology like AI, and apart from that, new types of crimes in the cyber domain is emerging. So we need to make our workforce ready for that. And third is also, sir, to reduce certain kind of political interference in the policing system. So certain kind of adjustment is needed in terms of transparent posting through an independent police establishment board can be created. So these kinds of reform, I think, need to work upon.
Why are they insisting, starting from Supreme Court to various commissions that has been established for giving a report on police reforms? They've insisted on separating the law and order and criminal departments.
Yes,
What
sir.
exactly will be the benefit if the separation is done?
Yes, sir. So I think if a proper domain expertise can be built, because investigation is nowadays we have a technology in the technology got developed in the forensic domain. So if we develop certain kind of expertise, then this investigation can be done more efficiently and effectively. And similarly, law and order demands certain kind of different expertise. So this may be the benefit, like we can build upon the domain expertise, and also it will reduce the burdening on the police department if we better manage the responsibility of various police department of various police internal department. If we fix the responsibility, then it will lead to more proper human resource management in the policing.
You have talked about the police challenges that your father has faced, like duty hours is not fixed. It sometimes goes up to 14 hours. And obviously food will be a problem, okay, because they cannot have homely food or they do not eat in time. Do you agree?
Like in many times, if a police personnel need to go for a certain kind of duty out of his present posting for like VIP duty or any other law and order duty, so food was basically a challenge till recently. But I think if I talk about Madhya Pradesh police reforms, then food aspect is basically resolved to an extent. Now we have a particular masses in the police station, we have an canteens. So I think this aspect is on the reforming side in Madhya Pradesh if I talk about.
Okay, what food or food style? Okay, you can even mention the food or food style, food habit. Okay, that is to be required for police for a healthy lifestyle.
So I think the under the stress that police works, so definitely it needs certain kind of like a proper calorie intake is there with the needed vitamins. So we can focus upon the lentils, millets, and all that's in the tough environment condition, in the tough climatic condition that police work. So certain kind of refreshment is also needed, so that can be worked in the food domain.
Okay, what measures can we take in order to ensure that police is doing their duty at the same time having food in time?
So responsibility sharing can be there. Like if some personnels are there for duty, then some personnel can be sent back for their food. So certain kind of responsibility adjustment can be made.
Okay, my questions are over.
Thank you, sir.
Sir. Okay, let me put one more question.
Yes, sir.
Related to cricket. Do you watch cricket
Yes,
or
sir.
play cricket?
Sir, I used to play cricket back in my school days. So at present, I'm not able to play, neither I'm able to watch the cricket.
Okay. So what do you think the about the recent commercialization of cricket? IPL
Uh,
action.
Yes, sir. Like in my limited understanding of this IPL, so it basically provides opportunity to capitalize on the game. So IPL, like many kind of sponsorship comes, and it also provides opportunity to the new players to showcase their talent at a national level. And so this I'm like I have sir limited knowledge on this side.
Okay. So my questions are over, sir.
Thank
Tanish,
you, sir.
interview part is over now. Now
Thank you, sir.
we'll give the feedback, and please kindly note down the feedback because they are very, very essential for you. You have only
Yes,
another
sir.
15 days time. So kindly correct them wherever it is necessary. First, I would
Oh,
like to
sir.
go about
Yes, sir.
about the way in which you are sitting and answering. Please give out a smile once in a while because there is nothing wrong in smiling. Don't be so
Yes, sir.
serious, having a serious face. That is not necessary.
Yes, sir.
And again, you are mostly sitting like kind of a student-teacher relationship. No, they are not your teachers, and board members will be very cordial, nice. Go with the wind, and they are, smiling. You also smile when there is a need. Just give out a smile. If you are even if you don't have an answer, you can politely say, "Sorry, sir, I don't know." With a sheepish smile, one can manage. So these are the kind of things naturally it should come to you. As a civil servant, we require those qualities, right? We don't know
Yes, sir.
for answers for everything. Sometimes we always guess. And I find that, basically all of the other qualities, I'll find your communication, your answering, your current affairs, they are all adequate. But of course, they need to be strengthened further. There is no doubt about it. And I listen from you that I would like to, what is the need for, say, I would like to, and as far as I know, only people know only from their knowledge. Then I read it from the media as per the media goes. These are all some kind of little evasiveness can be seen. When you say directly, for example, when there is a finance question, what is the fiscal deficit, then you straight away tell, sir, number one, fiscal discipline. Sir, number two, it's a rationalization of revenue expenditure. Number three, proper collection of revenue. I mean taxes. Maybe directly or indirectly, right? You are straight away hitting the head on the nail, right? There is no point
Yes,
in
sir.
generally going about, which means that you don't have the answer. So you are trying to take a random route, randomizing the issues. Generally, you are trying to write in a mains examination. You can do it because it is a written examination. But here it's a conversation. We want to be in highly, educated people are there, intellectual conversation. One particular answer if you give, that will be satisfying them. They'll go a long way in kind of what you call understanding that you are a right person. And I also find invariably your hobbies, it's of course now you cannot change it. Whatever the hobbies that you are given, desert, right? You have to mention what is the desert that you did last, or what is your favorite, and how to do it. What are the ingredients? What are the nutritional qualities? You have to add that, right? You cannot say randomly, I'll add this, that. But what is the nutritional value of such a desert? Why you prefer that? All those things should come in. Now, regarding the what do you call your artificial intelligence? Today it is very dangerous, right? Because of the deep seek that has come every day, 1 or 2 articles are coming up. Please go through them. Definitely there will be a question on deep seek. There will be how artificial intelligence is going to create, making impact on various issues, various areas of our living. And I was asking about LLM, right? So like that, I just wanted to ask small question. I know the other gentleman is ready with his own firearms. That's why I didn't go in that. So be prepared for that. Then you are saying the world watching the what is called the geopolitical scenario is something very, very difficult to do, and you're taking it up. Welcome, but try to fulfill the expectation to some extent, right? Then only it will be able to do it. And governor's role. The governor's role, you could very well, you are try to mincing words. You are trying to defend somebody. You are scared that you will get into a problem. Don't worry about it. After all, we are there as a civil servant. You are talking to the 5 people. You are not deposing before a court of law under this thing, right? So don't worry about it. Even if you are wrong, there is nothing. You can say, sir, we need to have the position of the governor because we require that in our system. But the governor should not become like kind of agents for the ruling parties at the center. That is the apprehension in the minds of the regional people and regional parties. That can be made certain amendments either in the constitution or in some kind of a measurement to be done, because that is the expectation. Otherwise, it will create more problem in the days to come. Right? You say that why are you scared about telling that? We don't want you to scrap. That is kind of a political extreme view. Scrapping. That's not the idea. Same is the case with the UGC. You can tell about what UGC is right or wrong. You can say giving the role for the state is a must in a federal setup. Say, sir, to my thinking, it is better to have the state being involved in the appointment of vice chancellors. Right? So please take all these kind of corrective measures with regarding to the answering the question, and also in your hobbies. You need to strengthen up. Go, you are now same AI will help you. Go to ChatGPT. Go to Gemini. Whatever questions you want, you get a lot of answers. Make out a note for 2-3 pages. Then you will be prepared to do it. Every day, read the newspapers. What is happening?
Yes, sir.
Right. This is my feedback to you. And sir, over to
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Tanish, straight away, you make a very good impression physically. You come across as a very bright youngster. You are, you have a very good smile, but you are trying to cover it up. Use it. That is your asset. Smile, you such a nice smile you have, and see you come across as such a pleasant person. But throughout the interview, you were very uptight. You were kind of very serious about the whole thing. See, that's not necessary. Be very, it's a celebration. You've gone there to celebrate life, to meet some seniors and to discuss some serious issues with them. And, it's all, you're a youngster with very less experience, and any mistakes you commit, nobody's going to be very punitive about it. But as sir just now said, don't try to play safe. Don't you're trying to always be very diplomatic, on areas where as a student of political science, you need to be very, very forceful. You need to say that constitutional arrangement is to do power sharing between center and the state. And that is why we have central list, state list, and concurrent list. So if every state list subject center is going to start legislating, does that not, work against the constitutional principles? It does. So you have to be a student of constitution. You don't have to have your own individual opinion or be swayed by the 9 o'clock debate in the TV. Don't watch that.
Yes, sir. I do not watch it.
No, sometimes what happens, people watch it and then they serve it on your WhatsApp. You know, the various WhatsApp groups, the housing society groups will be able to filter through a lot of such information, and it kind of starts populating it in our head. Go
Yes, sir.
by, if you take 2 or 3 national newspapers and if you read their editorials, then you'll be able to strike a balance. You will know like what is, acceptable, what is constitutional, what is, unconstitutional. And as a scholar, as a student, as a civil service aspirant, you should be able to take a balanced view. And I asked you about Sardar Sarovar project. You completely evaded and went away somewhere. It is a straight question. I said, has it benefited the poor people it displaced, the tribals? That was a straight question. And even World Bank has come down heavily. It withdrew from the project, saying that the rehabilitation has not been done. Those people have been left in the lurch. You went off to some kith and kin and water flowing for farmers. See, all evasive answers. Wherever you are feeling that it is a little controversial, and the government is supporting a few industrialists to the detriment of environment, ecology, poor people. These are all social issues. As a student of political science, you are grappling with issues in politics, in Indian administration, issues in Indian politics. So the contemporary issues, you need to take a stand. You cannot run away from it, right? And I asked you about the question about the AI. You have written in DAF that you are, you are very passionate about monitoring, but you don't know Jeffrey Hinton. He
Yes, sir, I will read about
resigned
it.
from Google, saying that the artificial intelligence is going out of control. We need to regulate it. We need to put an end to all developments to artificial intelligence advance, because the human beings are losing the control over it, and it's going beyond our control. Now, as a person who is monitoring the latest developments in AI, the first thing you should be knowing about is the group of AI scientists who have signed a declaration that all developments, all experiments, and all advancements need to be frozen. And then what the EU has come out with some regulatory measures. So many measures need to be put in place before we can start working again. So
Yes,
these are the, I'll give you a sample of your replies. I can't, there's not much time for me to go in depth, but this is one, representative sample where most of the replies are very vague, and, it's all going round and round. Structural reforms, I had to ask you again, I'm asking structural reforms, you're talking about China. I gave you an example that we need to catch up to China. That's the only thing I mentioned about China. And what do we need to do? You started saying what China did. No, you don't have so much time to write long answer essays. Simply straight away say that yes, cyclical to a short extent, like capex spending came down, and therefore it did not work on the manufacturing sector, on mining sector, on infrastructure, so that consumptions came down for a short period. That could be cyclical, but that alone will not save us, because we need to do a lot of structural reform. What are those? 1, 2, 3. So these are the small suggestions from me. So, but based on what I told you, you apply to all the other responses and go straight at it. Go for specifics. Don't go for vague and all the subsidiary accessories. Go for the main, and be very, brevity is very important.
Yes, sir.
You have to be short and sweet, and you need to be able to convince the people that yes, you are a very well-read and enlightened human being, and you are the right person for the bureaucracy. Right.
Yes, sir.
So with that, I hand over to our other member for his short feedback.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. Tanish, you're evading the questions. Okay, you're trying to be safe. So you are evading the questions. You are not directly answering the question. For example, I was asking about the food. Okay, which food can act as an ambassador to India? You take a stand. Okay, you were wondering now whether we can go for North Indian, South Indian, and in South Indian also you were not so specific. You were saying South Indian. Okay, so whatever you answered, that doesn't matter. Your lack of conviction is what I'm worried. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Tamil Vendan sir said political science students should be more assertive in their stand, especially when it comes to international issues. Okay, so please don't evade the question. Don't feel bad that your answers will be taken up in the wrong sense. You have given a choice to make, so you make a choice. Other
Yes, sir.
questions and all you are able to make. Good. Then limitations. Okay, you are saying that, when I said certain thinkers when you are hating, okay, you did not say what exactly you did not like. Okay, you said there are certain limitations. So the answer is so generic, okay, wide. It's like you are waiting for the board to ask the second question, a follow-up question, in order to get what they want. Okay, so you must understand if they're asking for something. Okay, so you have clearly answered that there is nothing like I'm hating any thinkers, but some of the aspects is not suitable for the modern times, like Plato's communism of wives and slavery, Aristotle's Plato's communism of property and wives, Aristotle's slavery, Machiavelli's immorality. Okay, so like that, you have to be very specific on what you don't like or what you like. Okay, so that will
Yes, sir.
do that you are a decision maker. We are
Yes, sir.
the seniors here is there to pick up a person who's a decision maker. In political science language, I would say that we don't want you to take a middle path. Okay, you have to be the right side. Okay, which you feel is right and you are able to substantiate. Okay, the board will
Yes, sir.
not give negative marks if just you are giving an answer opposite to them.
Hmm.
They give it for your presentation, conversation, and substantiation only. Okay, so feel free to come out yourself and give your original thoughts that will put liveliness into the discussion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so other things sirs have told with related to the police reforms, why the division between law and order and criminal, you must know the why aspects also, not just the reforms. Okay, when we divide these two departments, the criminal investigation department will come under the judicial control,
Yes, sir.
which will make the investigation and prosecution more independent than it is now. Okay, so since your father is a police department, you will be expecting questions on police reforms and why aspects of it. So that also you just check. Okay, so you can, with respect to food, no, I said you told that the police people can take shifts and go for their food at home. Now I gave one condition that police should continue to do their duty and also get food in time. You are a observer of artificial intelligence data. Okay, so use of technology in providing food. Nowadays, Indian Railways is using AI in order to deliver food at the station at the perfect time and freshly cooked food. Okay, so why can't we do the same, use the same technology, use locational intelligence and ensure that food is distributed? And why can't we create of a police community kitchen? Okay, which prepares a healthy food and gives food in their place of work, especially where they go for giving protection for VIPs.
Yes, sir.
And long hours of work. With this, I end my viewpoints. All the best. Okay, keep
Thank you, sir.
smiling. You have the potential. You need to work on your
Thank you, sir.
presentation. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That is last few words. You are a very potential candidate. In that sense, you don't lack knowledge. You don't lack your communication. But unfortunately, when you are not able to communicate it effectively, at times
Yes,
you
sir.
give a feeling, what is required, the expectation, because they are not going to look at your knowledge base as such. They are looking at the
Yes, sir.
qualities, right? When they how do they pick up your civil servant likely qualities? It is only from your answer. You cannot
Yes,
take
sir.
such a long time to answer. You cannot wait for a long time. There you have to show that conceptual understanding of the issue. Conceptual understanding. Then the clarity of your understanding and expressing in a succinct manner. Means as far as possible, to the tune, you should be able, to the expectation, you should come out with your answer. And today we are done with the 3 people, 1 hour. There it is half an hour with 5 people. Imagine if you are going to give lengthy answer, you are going to lose the opportunity of answering more questions, right?
Yes,
if you are
sir.
going to take a lot of time, like as far as I know, I came from reading from the newspapers, everybody does the same, right? So try to
Yes, sir.
cut short, make your answers crisp. If you do that, for example,
sir.
food, I could very well say you can think in terms of some mineral, some millet. Can say because we are promoting the millet, say millet nutritious food. So it will be a good, you will be ambassador for some millet food. Not exactly that comes to my mind. Enough, right? So that makes sense instead of going for my own idli vada. So there it shows your bias, right? We never go for anything what I want, right? It is that you are like speak like a civil servant, right? That is very important thing. Look, you are like civil servant, you answer it.
I would like to just add to you,
Yes,
since you mentioned, it's a very beautiful point you made.
Yeah.
His favorite pastime in cooking desserts.
Hmm.
So normally we make traditional desserts using all wheat halwa or rasgulla and all that. He can talk about how he is introducing millet consumption using the sweet route. Because a lot of people don't like to go to millet at all, but through desserts they will be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like we make this karuppu kavni arsi, payasam and all that. We make sweets, pongal or whatever. So he can talk about how he is introducing millet in normal diet using the desert route. So people like to eat it because
you catch up their imagination immediately.
Yeah. So this is something
Yes,
that
sir.
he can trick the board into, also an area where he can make them to ask him questions. They can take them into millets. The moment he says millet, then they will talk about millet mission, and there he can really go with solid preparation, and another he can another 10 to 20 marks he can add to his interview scores.
You can say India is going to be a big,
Yes, sir. Thank you,
become
sir.
a big producer of huge producer of millet. It can supply millet all over the world. See, like that, you make some questions. Your answer need not be always right. Your answer should be inspirational. It should come, according to some ideas. No? But only thing is, it should be balanced when you are talking to them.
I expected when I told that desserts are unhealthy that he will come out with this, that micronutrients and fiber which is lacking in our diet, he can introduce it through millet desserts with very, very moderate sugar, using natural sugar like dates and honey and stuff like that. So it could have actually added a nice conversational material for the board.
Food ultimately we are talking about nutritional needs, right? That is what ultimately is talked about. Then you should say like, millet, you should have brought millet somewhere, and about millets, you will be able to explain millets. So that is how I was also disappointed. I was expecting you to somewhere talk about millet, but it didn't come. This is how the subjective expectations will be there from the board members, that you need to satisfy through your, proper understanding of this situation. Okay.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are very fine. You are very prompt. You are very, knowledgeable. But you have to put more efforts on your generally explaining your answers.
God move 37 is a big disappointment for me, because when AlphaGo, if we talk about, they say all artificial intelligence, that was the key moment when the machine started thinking by itself. It shocked the whole world, because till such time it was supposed to only repeat what we taught it. But that God move 37 is a move that human beings have never conceived in the history of humankind. That move does not exist in the Go game.
Yeah.
And when the computer played that move, the whole world was shocked. That is actually, they are saying all the development of neural learning and LLM, all that is actually an offshoot of that God move 37. So that's the kind of answer people expect. If you are able to bring out all this in that short 25 minutes, you will score 200 plus. Wish you well.
Aim for 200 plus, you can do it. Make all these modifications, right? As regards your AI, deep seek, whatever is a deep fake, whatever they want, you should be able to answer them pataphat, right? It is possible if you prepare it. And yesterday, whole day I was spending on deep seek, as how the Chinese have been doing, how the share market is behaving, how this tech industries are behaving, how AI open, now they are going far ahead with something. So all these things are available, right? Be prepared for that. Okay. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.